This is the Great Legend, and I am coming at you live with DC's New 52 review of Animal Man, people. That's right, Animal Man. This is the DC's New 52 review of Animal Man, issues 1 through 12, with special bonuses. Animal Man issue 0 and Animal Man Annual number 1. Let me just go out and say it. This was a great series. Issue 1 through 12. A lot of excitement, a lot of blood, a lot of gore. Things you wouldn't see in your normal, everyday DC title. But it's no surprise because Animal Man used to fall under that Vertigo line. The classic Vertigo, where they do things a little differently. So let's check out this Animal Man real quick. Really good issues. This is issue 1 of Animal Man. Jeff Lemire, travel foreman Dan Green. But the thing that makes this story go is Jeff Lemire's story of Animal Man here. Buddy freaking Baker. Where are you going to be? You're going to be reading Animal Man by Jeff Lemire. Buddy Baker. It starts out in this story, you get a background of Buddy Baker, and he is an actor. You know, was a stuntman, now a somewhat successful actor, you know, living the life, not really using his Animal Man powers to save mankind lately, just kind of doing the family life. He's got lovely wife, he's got 2 kids, he's got trying to remember his wife's name. His daughter's name's Maxine. His son's name is Cliff. But yeah, his wife is either Ellen or Helen. I cannot remember. So I've got some notes pulled up. Okay, I just found out her name is Ellen. Ellen, Helen. You know, I'm not reading it for Miss Ellen Baker. I'm reading it for Buddy Baker. Buddy freaking Baker here. And this is Animal Man number 1 of the New 52. I love the cover. Of course, I keep all of these in my lights too with E. Gerber fullbacks, so you know how I roll with it. Keeping even the New 52 in pristine, clean, mint condition, if you know what I mean. This is Animal Man 52, the number 1, the New 52. I've never read any other Animal Man. I have heard that I think it was Grant Morrison had a run of Animal Man that was very good. I've never read any of those, so this was my first partaking in to the world of Animal Man. And I thought this was a great read. Now, thing was, in this book, I wasn't sold on the art. The art wasn't something I was used to. It was kind of different. Kind of very modern art. And, you know, I've just got back into reading comics over the summer. And I'm playing catch up to a lot of these New 52 titles. I've got a lot of series that I will be reviewing in the future that have some really awesome art. But this was kind of different for me. But I swear, after like probably 3 issues, I was hooked. The story alone was amazing. So, Animal Man number 1 right here. What happens is his daughter, she's 4 years old, around that age, she starts to develop some interesting powers. All these animals. Alright, he comes back home. He actually goes out and saves this children's hospital. Comes back home and he finds out his daughter has somehow attracted all of these animals, but these animals, something's different about them. These are all dead animals. So you're like, what the heck's going on here? So that's kind of Animal Man 1. So the daughter's experiencing some abilities, if you will. So that was Animal Man number 1. Really good story. Got 2 of these number 1 issues. So, yeah, pretty good stuff here of Animal Man. These are both probably in, I'd probably say 9.4 near mint. I mean, there's some little screw ups in there. But you know, you can't have 9.8s, man, when you buying them off the rack. We got right here Animal Man number 2. Look at that cover. Look at that. Pretty horrifying stuff there. Covers are really cool. This is it says Terra awaits inside the red. So what happens in issue 1 that I didn't go too far on? I would say it was a warning sign from something called the red. His eyes started bleeding. He started developing this cool looking, I'd say tattoo art, but it was all red on his body. And the one that knew was his little daughter Maxine. She knew what to do. There was something happening. Something bad was coming. She was kind of reading the future. And she had to go find this place on his chest. It was like a map. She had to find this place called the Red. So they start their quest for that. Really cool. Also at the end of this issue we get to see the Rot, which I had no clue what the Rot was, but there's 3 bad guys called the Hunters 3 that are trying to come after Maxine and kill her, because Maxine, we go to find out later down the line that Maxine is the chosen one for the Red, to be their savior, or to be their champion, if you will. So really cool cover here. A lot of great adventure. Buddy Baker doesn't know what the heck is happening or going on. Animal Man issue 3. A strange man on a stranger journey. Really cool cover again. It shows some of his things he can do, but on himself, like wings, some crazy teeth, big cat looking arm. And if you didn't know, and if you don't know much about Animal Man, what Animal Man can think up of an animal, whether it be a bird, rhino, whatever. He can think up of an animal in his mind, in his consciousness, and he can do what that animal does. So if he thinks of a bird, he can fly in the air like a bird. If he thinks of a rhino, he could charge with the power of a rhino, even probably take bullets, you know. Very cool. Think of a gorilla, he could be as strong as a gorilla. So this was number 3 right there. And he gets into the Red because he's trying to find out what's going on. And there's these guys they call the Totems. The Totems live inside this place called the Red. And the Red is like part of the life web. And 3 things in this life web is the red, there's the green, and there's the rot. And each of those things have to stay in a balance. And what happens is this rot is trying to overcome and be stronger than the red and the green. So Animal Man's doing his part, Maxine's doing their part to kind of keep the rot in check. But at the same time, Animal Man is finding a lot out about this Red, because he never knew about this. This is Animal Man number 4. Another great issue here. Animal Man number 4. This is, he goes into the Red. He finds out from these totems. These are kind of like people that were prior champions for the Red, but now they're, I guess, in retirement. And he finds out about Maxine's destiny, that she is the chosen one. But the Red is infiltrated by agents of the other. So some rot is trying to come in here. Actually, I think it's 2 of the 3 come in here and try to mess with Buddy and all them. But they end up beating 2 of the 3. So Animal Man beats them. So that was cool. Actually, I think number 5 he finally faces off against them. Of the 3, the Hunters 3. This is issue 5. This is a really good issue. Loved the art in this one. Look at that cover. Look at that. Pretty cool. Very spooky, like him and Maxine on the cover. This is when they fight, the Hunters 3, but the battle doesn't go as planned. And he has to take his family on the run, you know. One of the safe places for Ellen and Cliff is to go to Ellen's mom's house. The mom, like some mother-in-laws out there, she doesn't like Buddy Baker. She doesn't think her daughter should have ever got involved. It's not good for the kids to have a father that has these powers because it's putting them in danger, blah, 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 blah. But I thought this issue was really good. So they're on the run. This was Death is My Darling Daughter. More Jeff Lemire here. Travel Foreman on the art. Now this one was kind of... Someone warned me about this one in the comic book community. It may have been 123 Comic Bro or... I don't know, but they told me about this issue. It may have been Captain Cummings. I can't remember who told me, but it doesn't matter. This issue here was the story of Buddy Baker is Red Thunder. It was actually just a look back at one of his movie roles that he played. This is kind of thrown in the mix. I mean, they did that with Action Comics when they did the one about the Earth. I think it was Earth 9 or Earth 23, the one that was Kal-El was the President of the United States. Can't remember, but they kind of throw in a story like, okay, are we going to get back to Buddy and running from the rod here? But on its own, solo style, good issue. Issue number 6 here, Animal Man. This review of Animal Man of the New 52 may not go in depth as to some of my other reviews like All-Star Western, Action Comics, or Justice League, because if you have not read Animal Man, I don't want to give too much of the story away because you may pick it up in trade. Down in the bottom on the video description, I'll put links up so you can get the trades for these, and you can pick up the single issues if they are still available from mycomicshop.com. They serve all your comic book needs, fans. I like this. This is a cool cover. This is issue 7. It's got that classic "We Could Be Heroes" ad on the top. I love when they put a stupid ad on the top. Look at that cover. It says, "The Birth of Animal Woman." So in this, throughout the series, Maxine, his daughter, is actually developing and understanding her powers a little more, even though she's freaking 4 years old. So I thought that was really cool. And as the forces of the Rot continue to pursue the Bakers across the backwoods America, Cliff and Buddy decide to get some quality father and son time. Plus, Buddy has a terrifying vision of things to come. So he has a little dream, but through this, Buddy and Cliff go out and do some stuff, hang out. There was a really cool moment where some kids saw Buddy had an Animal Man shirt on, or Buddy saw some girls that had an Animal Man shirt on. He says, "Hey, that's cool, my dad's Animal Man." They were just kind of laughing at him. And then he comes out of the convenience store and he grabs Cliff, and then they go flying off. And he said something like, "Dad, are we going to go meet up with the Justice League now?" So I thought that was kind of cool. But yeah, they're still on the run right here. Really good. Just a good issue. I love the covers, love the art. See, I started falling in love with this art of Animal Man. They're still fighting against the Rot. Now here's where it gets kind of... This is Animal versus Man right here. So what happens? They're on the run, but a lot of Rot-infested animals are animals that are taken over by the Rot. They start hunting down the Baker family. Really cool. Good issue here. Next issue is number 9. Still fighting the Rot. Okay. Yeah, in that issue, the final of the 3, you know, those 3, Hunters 3, there was one left because 2 of them got beat and killed, but there was one left, and they got Buddy. They I don't want to give you much of the story, but anyways, he's trapped in the red. Something happens, he gets trapped in the red. Animal Man, Sea of the Red. And he can't get out of the red because I'm going to go ahead and let you know that one of the 3 beat him and took over his body. So now he's like an imposter upstairs on Earth. but he's down in the red here, and he's trying to get back to the Earth to save his family because there's an imposter. Now, right after that issue goes into annual number 1 as far as the story goes. I don't remember when annual 1 came out. We have on the UPC a July 2012 date, but we know we get the comics usually before this. So the annual and number 10 have the same dates on them, and I keep them in chronological, so I went ahead and filed. I read this last, but I filed it in between the issue where it's supposed to go. And it talks about one of the totems went with them. I don't know if it was necessarily a totem, but it was this cat that talks, and the cat told Maxine while her dad was with Cliff, the fake Animal Man was with Cliff. The cat, and I can't remember his name, but the cat told Maxine a story of the old school Animal Man and the old school Swamp Thing around the 1880s. So there's different, in time, there's different Animal Man and different Swamp Things. Swamp Thing is the champion of the green. Animal Man is champion of the red, which is Buddy, but Maxine, you'll find that out, all that part out in issue 0. So this was a good little break. They fended off Arcane, which is mainly the bad guy in Swamp Thing, but he is the champion for the Rot at the moment. Or, you know, Arcane is, I call him Arcane. Anton, it's Anton or Anton, whatever you want to call him. He is the uncle of Abigail Arcane, who's mainly in Swamp Thing, but we'll get to that. I'm going to be doing my Swamp Thing review as well. Very good. It took me a couple, 2 or 3 weeks to read all these, just because, you know, I can't get through them very quick, family and all, you know. But I thought this was a really good issue because it kind of went back in time and told a different story. Again, it's kind of like that issue number 6, I think it was, where it's like they take a little break, you know, Jeff Lemire. So yeah, good issue there. Then we get back into the storyline here, and what happens in this one? See these guys here? These are the warriors of the Redlands. Him and his totem buddy here, I don't know if you can see him, I can't remember his name. They're trying to cross the sea. They go to a little island of the Rot that is infected part of the Red, so they have to battle all these Rot creatures, and they do fairly well. And then the warriors of the Redlands come and help them out. And what the plan is, they're taking Buddy and they take him to the totems, and Buddy's trying to get to the top to save his family from the fake Buddy Baker. Good issue. And let's see. Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, the architects, they have these 2 guys that, you know, give the powers, and they give Buddy back his powers, give him the same body he had. So Buddy goes back, it's like he's being born again, and even they give him a little bit of more powers. They make him stronger. So right here it says, first it stole his powers, now it has his son. So this is the last of the Hunter 3 that was looking like in Buddy Baker's original body. Buddy Baker comes back, beats the crap out of this guy. I think he knocks his head off, actually. And he gets his family back. So, really great issue there. More ads on the top. Dark Knight Rises. Yeah, it's on Blu-ray right now. So, I love the covers, though. Doesn't everything look better in Mylar? And then right here, we have, he's got his body back. He's ready to go to work. Also, all through this storyline, he's on his way to the swamp, you know, Louisiana, to get with Swamp Thing, because the red and the green, they have to unite, they have to come together as one, and they have to put an end to Anton Arcane, the guy that's pulling all the strings for the Rot. So this is the first part, Rot World Prologue Part 1. you read this one first, and then you read Swamp Thing 12, and it's the story of how they go down into the rot, and what happens is, though, Anton Arcane planned it all as a trap. This is as far as I got, so I don't know if it's a real trap, what's going on here. And they seal the portal that led the Animal Man and Swamp Thing into the rot. And that's kind of where it ends. It just kind of cuts off right there. It's kind of like a season finale, you know, like boom. But of course, I got issue 13, 14, and 15. I just haven't read them. So Animal Man, very good. And after I read those two, at Swamp Thing 12 and Animal Man 12, I went back and read the annual, and I found out the annual was supposed to come right after 9, before issue 10. So I filed it away as such in between those. But then I read the Animal Man 0 issue, and I know my good buddy Travis, he loves all these 0 issues. Oddfellows Thoughts, great. Oh, you know what? It may have been Oddfellows Thoughts that was talking about, because he's huge. He likes, well, I've learned so much from him and 123 Comic Bro about this series. They're big Animal Man fans, so definitely I'll put their subscriber links, or the links to their channel, below, because listening to them is great. It's always great to hear other people's views on the same stuff you're reading. I kind of cheated. I've been listening to them talk about these stories for the long time, and just by listening to them, they sold me on this book. So check out their channels, 123 Comic Bro, and of course Oddfellows Thoughts. Both excellent YouTubers. I can't say enough about them. I love when they're two of my favorites. I love when they're on the Comic Talk podcast, because I just love listening to them and they crack me up. I really love listening to Travis and his thoughts, because he's a big DC guy. I love it. I just love that guy. Him and his son do reviews, and then on the other side, Comic Bro does reviews, Wednesday Mornings Comics, where usually he films that on Tuesday evening. So I watch a lot of his stuff. So I don't want to go too much into shoutouts or anything. But anyways, guys, you know you are. Love watching your stuff. I'm going to put your links below. Back to Animal Man issue 0 here. Really great origin issue, and it kind of, you know, what I liked about some of these origin issues that I've read, they've kind of answered, or they answered questions that I've had about this series in particular. Same thing on the Swamp Thing one, which we'll get to in the next video. But anyways, fans, if you have not done so, read Animal Man. It is an excellent comic book series. Now, granted, I haven't read issue 13, 14, or 15. People say that they're still in the rot, battling it out, or they're still fighting against the rot. That's where we are on, say, issue 13, 14, and 15. 15 just came out last week, so pick up Animal Man. Really great comic book. Jeff Lemire, different artists have been working on it so far, but they stay pretty similar. The art doesn't stray too far away, so it's not like you're getting like some of these Superman in Action comics where, like, one issue Superman's jacked up strong looking, and the other issues he's like kind of scrawny and stuff, you know. But honestly, you know, Animal Man was really good. I'm glad I took the chance on Animal Man. I'm sure you'll like it as well. So I hope you enjoyed DC's new 52 yearly review of Animal Man, just like the Great Legend did. So this is the Great Legend, and I'm saying peace out. God bless.